Hey guys, today I come with a bad takes tier list for Path of Exile 2. We are going to rank takes that players or streamers, YouTubers have given about Path of Exile 2, and we are going to see if they are based, fair, mid, bad, or absolute dog shit. If you know, I've done bad takes tier list before, but not necessarily towards PoE2, but for a streamer or YouTuber. For example, I did the bad takes tier list for Queen69, and that video was really cool. People have been asking me to make more bad takes tier lists. So I said, you know what, since I am going hard on Path of Exile 2, I am going to do one for Path of Exile 2. So here we are. And by the way, guys, remember, this is just for fun. We are going to have fun and laugh and do whatever in here. This is not to attack the takes or the people that are giving the takes. Don't get it twisted, dude. We have this dude saying, showcasing rare mobs from the start will destroy the game. I pray to God they won't do this. Showcasing rare mobs from the start literally destroys mapping. Everyone will speed wrong maps from one rare to another. Having 600 mob times won't matter. Nobody will even look toward magic mobs anymore. There will be no decent gameplay left. Nothing decent comes out of this change. To realize how bad and absurd this change is, if this was the case in PoE1, it would be considered insanely strong. So, right out of the gate, guys, what do you think this is? Absolute dog shit. Dude, over 60% of you are not subscribed. Why are you like this, dude? Just click the sub button. It is quick, it is easy, it is free. You get content, I get a sub, win-win situation. Just click the sub button, my dude. First of all, this comment was made before this change went live. Now that this change has been live for several days, people are loving it. There is less backtracking, and bad layouts are not that annoying. It has been very well received by the community. Plus, this was something that I was asking for since the game was launched, because it was a way of fixing the backtracking and bad layouts without having to fix the layouts or changing map objectives. So it was an easy band-aid fix, right? So of course this was a dog shit take, and it is made worse by the fact that he says that if this was the case in PoE1, it would be considered insanely strong. In PoE1, it is even easier, if you want to say it that way, because the objective for map completion is the boss, and everybody knows where the boss is since the map starts. So this is an absolute dog shit take, dude.
With support gems, it's basically you're like, okay, you now fuck 50% more asses if you've been fucked in the ass in the past 10 seconds.
And this is of course based as fuck. This is completely true. I even have a 20-something minute video talking about this fact. Some support gems in Path of Exile 2, not all of them, there are a lot that are cool, but a lot of support gems in Path of Exile 2 basically don't exist because nobody wants to use them, because they are too convoluted and have like 4 fucking conditionals, and you don't want to do this shit. And it is exactly how Matthew is saying in here, dude. You have to go through so much shit, and the payoff is not even worth it. And even if it was, by the point you have completed all these pieces of the puzzle, you are either dead or the mobs are dead. So this is completely stupid. Not all support gems, there are a lot that are cool, but there are a lot of support gems that the design itself sucks. Yes, there is also a balance component, but the design itself sucks dick. Not in all support gems, in some of them again. Then we have this dude in here saying, can this game get any more punishing? Just wondering if anyone else knew that if you have a ritual and a map boss on a map, if you die to the map boss and use one of your resurrections, the ritual is instantly deleted from the map. So if you don't finish it first and then you die, you lose it. What the fuck? This is an absolute dog shit take, because this person didn't bother to read the warning that pops up in the middle of your screen when you are going to go into the boss, saying, hey dude, be careful, if you go in and you die, the rest of the map is going to get deleted. They didn't read it and then came complaining that the game is too punishing. By the way, the game is indeed too punishing. But it is not because of this reason. It is not because of this reason. By the way, being too punishing sometimes is kind of cool. I kind of like it. Like, yes, punish me, daddy. But it sometimes goes too overboard, right? But hey, this is not one of those cases. So, by the way, this is done so I think they did it so that people don't abuse the map in some way, like clearing the map and then going to the boss and dying intentionally and then go out. I don't really know, but they think this could be exploitable. So to avoid that, they just made it that if you rush towards the boss, the other things in the map get deleted. And the game tells you before going into the boss room.
Yeah, but like the point is, if I wasn't a streamer, I know you guys don't believe me, but I like when games are difficult. I like when games are scarce. I like when everything is against you and you have to find your way to like do stuff. If I could make PoE 2 last 2 months for me and have fun doing it, I would. I would.
Holy base! Hey, brother Pox, this is fucking base, dude, in my opinion. But you know what? Since I know that a lot of people disagree and they are pussies and no, it is too hard and too difficult and the S word, the game is slow. I am going to put it down to fair because of you guys. Because your opinion also matters, right? But in my opinion, this is a fucking base take. It is also true that sometimes he goes overboard and it turns into frustration, and that is not fun. Like, challenge is fun, frustration is not fun. So it is based in Pox saying that he wants a challenge, but sometimes PoE 2 can turn into frustration instead of challenge. So yes, I will give it fair because of all these factors, but me personally, if I was giving it my only 100% yes choice, it is based. But I will give it fair because of all these extra elements.
I just can't get back to this after PoE 2. Oh, I mean, did you play the last season of PoE 2 that just came out? That shit was fucking dog shit. You're gonna have like at least 2 times more fun in this.
What an absolute dog shit take, brother! By the way, Shroud is infamous for having dog shit takes. If you have seen Shroud's takes, you know this. Like, if a movie is bad, he says it's good. If a movie is good, he says it's bad. So, in my opinion, this is a dog shit take because you guys know that I like the patch. I think that 0.2 patch has a lot of shortcomings, and we have been talking about them extensively in the last few days, but at the same time, it is not a dog shit patch. I am having tons of fun. I think that the game is awesome, and I like Last Epoch. Last Epoch is fucking cool. I am not hating on Last Epoch. I am defending on Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2, in my opinion, is a better game. I said it. You can come at me one by one. I think Path of Exile 2 is better. So, and Last Epoch is good. Like, it is not that one is good and the other is bad. It's that Last Epoch is good, but PoE 2 is better. So in my opinion, this is a dog shit take. But since I know, I ain't like with the Pox take, that a lot of people do think that the patch is dog shit and Last Epoch is a lot of fun right now. And Path of Exile 2 should learn a lot about Last Epoch, and they are having more fun with Last Epoch than Path of Exile 2. I will botch and I will put it at bad. I will put it at bad, okay, guys? Don't destroy me, please. But to me, this is absolute dog shit.
The devs of grinding your games are incompetent. The game's fucking trash. It's 2 out of 10 game at best. Literally, D4 is a better game. I unironically want to log into D4 and play that right now. Because this game is so bad.
Holy base, Queen base as always, dude. And it is because, not because of what you think, it is not because of what he's saying, because he's clearly being sarcastic. He's mocking people that act and say shit like this. And that is why he's base. Not because of literally what he's saying, but because he's mocking that perspective. clip. So yes, dude, fucking base queen, dude. Then we have this dude saying if they want a slow, meaningful combat, they need to address monster speed and damage. You can't have it both ways where you just nerf the player and not the monsters. And this, of course, you know it, is fucking base. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. I've been talking about this since the game launch. I have not been the only one. Everybody has been talking about this. It is fucking true. And it is so true that GG has had to kind of address this. They nerfed a little bit some monsters. There is still work to be done. But they acknowledge this, which means it is a fucking base take. A lot of people like the slow, meaningful combat that at this point has become a meme. I do like it. But at the same time, the way, at least in the end game, at the earliest stages of the campaign, it works. But at least in the end game, sometimes it is still how people say that it is weird. But we are talking in the end game here. In the end game, it doesn't make sense the way you play and how the game plays, right? So it is how people have been saying there is an identity crisis. The combat they are going for is not compatible with the way the game works in the end game because of the power ramp or the power ramping up or whatever. And I have said the target they have to hit for this combat to go to the place they want it to be is a really small target, right? It is going to be very hard to hit it, but if they hit it, it is going to be fucking amazing. So for sure, I'm rooting for them so they accomplish it. But right now, it is rough because the combat itself, at least in the later stages of the game, is antithetical to how you have to play, is antithetical to how the game plays, and that is why we see lightning speed having over 50% of the players playing it, because it makes the game not be that bullshit.
Because it feels as though PoE 2 is kind of on a PoE 1 trajectory, but no one's giving it time or a chance to do its thing, and no one's testing shit to make it what it is, what it's supposed to be. You know, like PoE 1 could release today, right now. All the streamers play Lightning Strike. Everyone says Lightning Strike's the best, and PoE 1 has no build diversity, and this game's shit. And then I'd be like, they're going, but the game. That's kind of what's happening right now.
Holy base, dude! We have two base takes from Matilling here, so this Giga Chat is giving the base fucking takes, dude. Of course, I agree with this. Like, sometimes you make videos complaining and people think that you are complaining, but no, what I am trying to do is provide feedback so the game improves. I think Path of Exile 2 is really good. I've been very positive. Like, it is insane because when the videos that I am positive towards the game, because I think the game is fucking awesome and it is fun, and I am having fun even when people say that the game is boring. When I do that, the people that think the game is boring shit on me. And when I do a video complaining about something, but it is feedback so that they improve it because it is early access, then the people that like the game shit on me. And I am like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit? But I do think they are in the correct trajectory. I do think the game will... I think the game is already awesome, and it will continue to improve, and it will be even more awesome. And everybody has been saying that when Path of Exile 1 released, it was also undercooked and whatever. Yes, now they have more budget or more whatever. But dude, let them cook. They are doing the correct changes. The base game is fucking awesome. I think this will be insane. In fact, now that I am talking about being positive or negative, people, maybe some people are mad about me in this very video because I have said some nice things. So the people that don't like it are going to be mad. And I have also said some bad things about the game, so the people that like it are going to be mad. Everybody's going to be mad at me. But the truth, my honest to God take is that I love the game. I am hooked. I am still playing it. I created a character in La Cipoc. I got to level 4 and I just alt F4 and came back to Path of Exile 2 because I fucking love it. But at the same time, the game has a lot of fucking problems and I like to point them out in hopes to create awareness so this problem maybe can be fixed in the future and the game is going to be even better. And we have more players and more people and everything is cool. That is my honest to God take. about the game. And if I was ranking that take right here, it will be based. It will be fucking based as fuck. This dude says about one-shotting versus being immortal in bosses. On the context of today's interview with Cisaran, remember the interview that Cisaran, or the podcast that Cisaran did with Mark and Jonathan? It was huge. It was an awesome thing. The directors expressed concern over allowing players to have better defenses and argued against it because, and I quote, "It's demoralizing to watch someone face tank a boss without even moving, or then the player could just leash permanently." I would like to introduce to the directors a very special mechanic for late end game bosses called Enrage Timer. If you are immortal against a campaign boss, who cares? Be happy. Dude, this is a very good take. This is a very good take, so I will give it a fair. My opinion, it can be perceived as a base take, but I will tell you why it is fair. Because the very first statement where he says that, where the developer said that it is demoralizing seeing someone survive everything, it has proven to be true. I don't know if you guys watched that clip from Captain Lance where he survives several one-shots from the Arbiter of Ash, which is the pinnacle content in the game. Yeah, and he's just standing there just seeing how much he can tank. Yes, he eventually dies, but he dies after like 7 or 8 hits, or 5, I don't know, I didn't count it, but over 5 hits from that are one-shots, supposedly, from the highest damage in the game, and he survived over 5 hits from that shit. So, and when you look at that, you say, this is stupid. When you look at that, you say, this is stupid. This shouldn't be the case. He should die with 1, but let's say that, well, he built a character to survive or whatever. You shouldn't survive 2 or 3, and he survived like over 5 of them. They are right in that statement, but at the same time, the dude that wrote this is also kind of correct. Like the way they explain this, it is like they haven't even thought about enrage timers or mechanics that are similar to enrage timers, that after X amount of time has passed, some crazy shit happens. So you can't go 0 DPS insane tanking ability because that will result in a death. So you have to kill the boss in less than X amount of time. That for normal builds, it won't even matter, but for builds that go for this insane tanky shit, it is enrage timers. That being said, again, although I do think that Path of Exile 2 has a big problem right now with defenses, and you feel weak in terms of defenses all the time, and it is really hard to get to a place where you don't feel like you can die at any moment, it is also true that being immortal basically is also bullshit, and I don't like the game to be that way. So this take is weird because it can be base, it can be fair, it can be mid, depending on where you look at it. And since it can be any of these, I will take the average approach and I will leave it at fair, right? But it has several layers of complexity, so we will leave it at fair, dude. And now you will say, yes, you are in here ranking people, are saying if they are base or if their takes are absolute dog shit. What about you? You have been giving a lot of takes about the game, so who is going to judge you? I am going to judge myself. It is highly likely that the Druid and the Huntress are on the 0.2.0 patch. I will bet on that shit. And this is, of course, an absolute dog shit take that I give here. Brother, I was on copium. I thought the Druid was going to be released with the Huntress, dude. And I was totally wrong. Time proved me wrong. The Druid didn't release. I was disappointed, dude. I wanted to cry. I am still on copium that the Druid is going to come for the next fucking patch. Please make it happen, dude. I want to be a wolf druid. So yes, time proved me wrong. This was an absolute dog shit take because it just wasn't true, dude. So there you have it. I put myself in this shit and put me in absolute dog shit. So there you have it, guys, the bad takes tier list for Path of Exile 2. I will turn this into a series. Every week I will release one of these bad boys. So be careful when you leave one Path of Exile 2 tier list because I might be watching, dude. Remember, this is just for fun, dude. It is again. We are enjoying it. We are having fun. Everything is cool. Now, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.